online, WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. A little cloudy and a little damp out there. Many folks have really been looking for this, and over the last 24 hours, some folks have picked up a little bit of rain. Out at the airport within the last 24 hours, about 0.4 of an inch is reported there. Down in the Ann Arbor area, they're talking a little bit better than 1/4 of an inch. Detroit, maybe 1/10, maybe 2/10. That's it. Down in Flint, about 0.15 of an inch. Midland, just barely a trace. And that, again, that's over the last 24 hours. This is a very unusual pattern, but they've all been this way as far as precipitation goes for not only late spring, but all the way through the summer. And what we're seeing right now is precipitation coming from the north and from the northwest, skirting down through the lower peninsula, heading in a southeasterly direction, and really spread out, very scattered. Some areas getting absolutely nothing at all. Other ones getting a little bit of a downpour. The Bad Axe area over in Michigan's Thumb, they've reported close to 0.4 of an inch, but you get a little bit further up in Huron County, right about at the tip, Port Austin, Fillion, around in that area, only about 1/10, maybe 2/10 of an inch. Port Austin didn't even record 1/100th of an inch so far this morning. Saginaw, a couple different locations, 0.3 and 0.4 over in Tuscola County. Carroll, about 1/1800, Cass City, 1/1400, the Vassar area, 1/1600 of an inch. For us, the back 40 in Richville, about 1600 of an inch there as well. Now you move over a little bit further to the west and into more of central Michigan. Owasso only reported as of about 9 o'clock this morning, 7/100 of an inch. Genesee County in the 100ths of an inch to about 1/10 and a half, and that's about it. Lapeer, anywhere from 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. Then you move down into Oakland County, where they're looking at 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch there. Northern Michigan has been picking up a little bit more in the way of rain. Houghton Lake has had right around 4/10 of an inch. Traverse City's reported 3/4 of an inch. The Grayling-Gaylord area, anywhere from 3/10 to 1/2 inch. But Pellston, barely a trace. Beulah, Michigan, about 4/10. Cadillac, 4/10. Charlevoix, real close to an inch. Same thing with East Jordan, more than an inch and 1/10 being reported there. The Gaylord area looking at about 4,300 to 1/2 inch. Gladwin, you have close to 4/10 of an inch in the gauge. Up in Mayo, just, well, not even 1/10 there. Petoskey looking at close to 1/2 inch. Standish, barely a trace a couple of hours ago, about 3/100 of an inch reported there. West Branch, just a little bit better than 1/10 of an inch. So as you can tell, it's just all over the board. But all of this is going to continue as we go through the remainder of the day tonight and into tonight. And also during the day tomorrow, it's going to thin out a little bit more in coverage as we go through the day tomorrow. But tomorrow and today, cloudy skies, scattered showers activity, not only today, tonight, but also tomorrow. There will be a cold front that'll drop down through the state late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. So that is going to begin the clearing process. We're looking for the precipitation pattern to end as we go into Tuesday night. Wednesday, we're looking for partly cloudy skies, clear skies on Wednesday night. 37, 38 degrees for a low on Wednesday night, 37, 38 degrees for a low on Thursday night. So those 2 nights, some of the low-lying areas, you are going to be looking at that chance of some frost. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Daytime highs today, we should work our way up a little bit more. It's 55 degrees at the airport, 55 at Radio Center, 55 downtown Midland, 55 downtown Bay City. We have a west wind gusting to 24 miles per hour, steady barometer at 29.61. That barometric pressure is going to drop off a little bit more because the low pressure systems are going to be moving through. Now, one thing to remember, we have an upper level low that's situated over eastern Ontario, western Quebec province up in Canada. That low is going to be around, that upper air low is going to be around for probably the next 10 days to 2 weeks. And if that's the case, we're not going to be seeing weather like this, but much of the country is going to be quite a bit above average on the temperatures. As we move into the tail end of the work week, we're going to be running above average on our temperatures too. We're going to be moving up into that low to mid 70-degree range as we finish the work week off and move into the weekend. But we're going to be above average, but not by much. And then if you take a look at the Upper Peninsula and you take a look at, let's say, London, Ontario, Toronto, some of those cities, Buffalo, New York, they're going to be running below average on temperatures all the way through about the 15th, 16th of the month. So we are right at the edge of that dome of the low pressure system. We're the western edge of it. So the northeastern 20% of the continental United States is going to be a little bit more fall-like in terms of weather. Not so much with precipitation, but in terms of temperatures, all the way through this period to take us through at least the 10th of the month anyway. We're going to be looking at below average on the moisture. But our temperatures, starting with October the 1st, are going to be running above average. But again, we're right on the line. Now, a lot of folks are looking at that hurricane and what's going to be happening around Florida, Cuba, and the Gulf over the next 10 days to 2 weeks. The Gulf is going to be very active over the next 2 weeks. What we're going to be seeing here a little bit later this week in Florida is just the beginning of what's going to be happening in that part of the world. I want to say at least through the 15th of the month. There's a very good chance that within the next week, if not shorter than that, southeastern portions of the continental United States will see anywhere from 7 to 25 inches of rain. These systems don't have to be high category. They can be 1s and 2s. The wind is not the factor. It's the amount of moisture associated with these systems. And these systems appear to be trending toward the very wet side of things. So there's going to be some damage. Yeah, a hurricane's a hurricane. The wind is going to create some problems. But where the major problems are going to be for the southeastern part of the United States is going to be the moisture. Now, again, let's go back to that dome of low pressure over eastern Canada. That is going to shield us this year from a lot of that moisture. So usually what we see is we see these hurricanes in the fall move into the Gulf and then push moisture up into the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio River Valley, and then spill over into Michigan. I don't think that's going to be the case this year because I think that upper level low is going to be holding a lot of that away from us, so much so that, again, our forecast, at least through the 10th of October, is for below average precipitation. Obviously, we'll just have to wait and see, but it appears as though that's the tendencies as of right now with our weather. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Gary Kaufman standing by. We'll be talking to him in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, they got them all, plus a whole lot more. If you've never been there, you're in for a real treat when you go to Ed Raymond's. Celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. Check them out to get more by going to edraymond's.com. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, new week, the last week of the month. Okay, let's get going on a positive note, okay?
Well, we can't quite do that for you, Terry, today, unfortunately. Yeah, we had a pretty rough day on Friday, and for the week last week, corn was pretty much unchanged. Soybeans were down about 23, and wheat was actually up 21, but it seemed worse than that, didn't it?
A lot worse.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the roller coaster continues on a downward, somewhat spiral. Not bad. I mean, they're leaking lower again here, Terry, today. Cash wheat's down 8 right now at 8.33 on the white, 7.83 on the red. New crop is down a dime at 8.58 on the white, 8.08 on the red. Cash and new crop corn down 6 at 6.16, and soybeans down 6 as well at 13.55.
So what are we looking forward to this week?
Well, we got a small grains report on Friday. So generally speaking, that doesn't move the market a whole lot. It's just kind of one of those traditional end of the month, numbers that we continue to look at. But, so I haven't really dove into as of yet early Monday here. But as we move through the week, the analysts and guessers will be giving us some numbers here this week on what to expect of any adjustments on production and as far as corn and beans go, but generally not a market mover per se. The market mover, as we've seen, was all this news of recession fears and things of that nature. And even though we got stocks, just tight supplies in all of the 3 major ag crops, wheat, corn, and soybeans, but we're sitting on a 22-year high that I see on the dollar here. So that just detours exports. And, so all that bearish concern of widening recessions, both here and in the world, has just really got us in a tough spot in the grain world right now. So.
And again, it is harvest season. It's that time. And normally we don't really see the markets do a lot of upward movement at harvest time.
No, not generally. We usually see that late summer. We get that push, before September, last part of August. Maybe we're trading a little bit of weather yet or whatnot. But I know you asked me last Friday, Terry, where we were a year ago versus today on these commodities. And overall, wheat's up $1.60 from a year ago. Corn's up $1.38, and soys are up about $1.40 from this time a year ago. So. And all those prices are needed with the cost of everything else rising.
Well,
sure.
You got that right. Gary, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
I will. You do the same.
You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The Market Report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Hey, are you ready to upgrade your new Ram truck for your family and farm? Well, now's the time to order your new Ram 1525 or 3500. So come see Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer. Ordering is the way to go, so buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline since 1852, where family and service sells cars. And by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. They've got locations, 2 of them in Bay City, but also Cassidy, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Okay, Doug, here we go. One more week, and then we can say goodbye to September.
I'm ready.
And so am I.
I'm ready. Oh, my. We're searching for a high on the dollar. We're almost at 114. We were at 114.50 earlier. Gotta be getting really close to that. The British pound hit a record low against the dollar. So that's hard for us to export to Great Britain. 2-year high on the Treasury, 4.3, or the 2-year Treasury is at 4.3, which is like a 20-year high. It's interesting. The vote in Italy kind of swung far right, which was interesting because they've always been known as very socialist. So that could be interesting where their economy is going more conservative. So we'll see what plays out of that. But crude oil is not going up, 78.12, down 62 cents. So that's maybe good. I don't know. Kind of searching for a bottom on all these commodities and waiting for them to settle out so they can maybe go back up. The Dow Jones included. All the stock markets are doing the same thing as the commodity markets right now. So here's your numbers. December corn 672, down 4 3/4. The September of 23 corn is 623 3/4, down 6. November soybeans 1420, down 5 3/4. The March soybeans 1427 1/4, down 7 1/4. And November of 23 soybeans 1354 1/4, down 7 1/4. December wheat is 869, down 11 1/2. And July of 23 wheat is 874 1/2, down 13 3/4. The crude oil 78.18, down 56 cents. Heating oil 308.08, down 7.6 cents. Gasoline is 239.09. That's up about 3/4 of a penny, and kind of sort of puts us at 305, 306. But I saw over $4 even in Carroll's, so somebody's not getting the message. Natural gas is 6.89. That's down a dime. Currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys you 137.54 at the border. That's up 165 ticks. The dollar buys you 144.46 yen. That's up 114 ticks. So their intervention didn't work at all. Temporarily knocked it down a couple pennies, maybe 3, but it's right back where it's at. The euro's at 96.17. That's down 73 ticks, and that's getting towards a record low. And the dollar's at 113.95, up 76.5 ticks. Gold's at 1644.60, down $11. Silver's 1878, down 13 cents. Platinum's at 855.60. It's down $3.10.
You have a good one.
We'll try. You too.
I will. Thanks, Doug. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Jerry Samolsky joins us in a moment.
Are you looking for something special? Something right for your needs? What about something with performance backed by unique germplasm? Well, we're here to help you find a soulmate for your soil. Your soil mate. With AgriGold, enjoy a seed made so specifically for your soil it feels like fate. And with a team that's with you every step of the way, it's never been easier. Find your soil mate at chooseagrigold.com.
Ellen's Equipment, your authorized Doosan dealer, is stocked and ready to serve with Doosan parts, sales, and service. Doosan Heavy Equipment delivers powerful, reliable solutions that'll help you work efficiently and profitably. Stop by one of Ellen's Equipment locations for information about Doosan's world-class service and support, including great low-fare financing options and Doosan Protection Plus extended warranty plans. Ask about current leasing programs available from Ellen's Equipment, the quality you expect with the service you deserve.
Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, a little bit of moisture out there. What should we be doing right now?
Yeah, Terry, with this moisture we're having, we should start thinking about fertility, both on our turf as well as our shrubs. This time of year when plants get ready for next year's growth. So I want to just tell people, get out and fertilize your lawns more so than the spring. Spring fertilizers, the grass already grows like crazy. It's already turning green. Now is when they're going to put, this next 2 months, you're going to put enough energy away to allow them to do well in the spring. So fertilize today for tomorrow's future.
Good advice. Jerry, have a good one. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Joining me now is Eric Sawatsky over at Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, we got a couple of deadlines coming up here at the end of this week. What are they?
Yes, we do, Terry. So if you are a trustee of a trust or in charge of an estate that works on a calendar year, those tax returns are due this Friday. The end of September is the extended due date for those returns. So that's the final deadline. No chance to file after that and have it done timely. And then we also have that new Michigan flow-through entity tax. We've talked about that a few times. That came in late last year, and some businesses did opt into that, and quite a large amount of tax savings for businesses that qualified. And because it was new, most businesses extended that filing that was due back in March. So this is the final deadline for that. That filing needs to be done by Friday to be done timely as well. And then just quickly over the next couple weeks, it's the final deadline for personal income taxes as well. That's October 15th. So good to be working on those and getting those done if not at this point.
Boy, that calendar just doesn't quit, does it?
It doesn't.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden you're rolling to year end, right?
Yep, there you go. Eric Sawatsky, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
All right, you too.
You bet. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting.
Looking for a career where every day is different? Got a knack for working on farm equipment? We're looking to grow our team. Hudson Inc., your local John Deere dealer, is responsible for keeping farmers of America running. Honest, dependable, and self-reliant mechanical technicians is who we are looking for. Hudson provides continuing education, tool allowances, and benefits. If you're interested in becoming a part of the Hudson team, go online and search Hudson Inc. Careers for more information.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Krejak's House Family Restaurant. If you're responsible for the food for an upcoming event, not a problem. 989-894-5531. You tell them what you want, they'll have it ready for you on the day of your event. Take it, and you're a success. Krejak's House, corner of Cass in Michigan, on Bay City's south side. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton,